Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. I thought I'd just share some of my thoughts about the moon and outer space and that type of stuff. Oh, I was thinking, as far as like Christ's blood being able to ascend like a magnet, he's like pulling the earth towards him. And it makes more sense for one tiny little planet if it's like, say it's, well, the system like a watch. So if you think about the cogs in the watch and how things turn around, it makes more sense for me that the Earth is being pulled closer to the Father's planet than um, it pushing stuff into our atmosphere that we're coming into more than. See, that makes more sense because it's little and it would be able to be more magnetic than perhaps something bigger. They say it's a gas giant, but I'm thinking it's just lava from the Father's planet and other stuff in his atmosphere that he can use as a barrier or whatever, and like totally scientific and biological and stuff that they don't understand. See, they when they get to the valley of the shadow of death, I'll touch on that. But when they get into a certain position, they'll just pop like popcorn. Um, because their blood isn't clean enough to walk through the gate. So the closer they get to the Father's planet, the more they feel like they're going to internally combust and have heart attacks and aneurysms and that type of thing. So they're more or less telling us that that's what's going to happen to us because that's what Satan was told, but that's not us, that's them. So, okay, so I feel as though we're getting closer to the moon and the moon has more colors than I thought when I was younger, although I did see some pictures and different things that I was privileged to see to help. So think of the moon like on a pole, and we're literally getting closer. Maybe it's getting closer too, I'm not sure. um, but as far as um, the electrogravitics of the whole thing being electronic and gravity combined, it could be even more hydraulic pneumatic, like the liquid in the air. So, see, what they think and what they say, or what they know and what they tell us, it's all probably backwards from what they're thinking anyway, and they probably don't know the whole thing anyway. So, but the moon is definitely closer, um, and the stars seem different. So, um, like everything's closer. And the other planets that we are seeing closer is because we're getting closer to all of that. That isn't coming to us. Doesn't that kind of make a little sense? Let me know what you think. I just thought I'd lay that one on you. What the heck, you know? So, yeah. Um, Oh, my dog was such a good dog today. I had a cattle dog that wasn't as good as her. I let her out to chase a cat out of my yard, and I know she don't hurt nothing. So I go, get it. And she gets right close to it and chases it to the edge of the woods. And I go, come back here, girl. And she came like right away. So I got out some canned food for her and the kitties, and everybody had treats because she was such a good dog. That was very obedient, and I knew she would be someday. But with Jack Russell breed mixed with the Basset Hound, that's she's crazy, kind of stubborn, more stubborn than another Jack Russell would be, with kind of an arrogant air. So yeah, but she did just wonderful, wonderful. So I was really proud of her. So yeah. But yeah, it's I do believe in Star Trek. I do believe things are on a track. I think there's other parts of the universe that aren't like that. But this is more confined for that reason because the magnetic, the gravity is in Satan's blood. That's grave, down, grave gravity. So as happy as they feel and portray on the outside, they're really getting squished on the inside, and there is no medical help for that for them. They can only prolong their days slightly. So, yeah. Like I said, they'll be popping like pieces of popcorn pretty soon. Because that lava up there, and that is the real sunshine that's reflected through the fake simulator. When they see the true light, they'll flip. They'll totally, they'll probably have heart failure, you know? You won't be able to handle it. It won't put a Christian to your knees. You'll stand proud knowing you were good. Even if you were tricked, you'll stand like a regal beagle, you know? So, don't listen to nobody, you know? Yeah. I was thinking Minnesota Vikings. So, I thought I'd put that on today. Because even backwards with kings and stuff and getting and Gog and Magog and the bloodline from Satan, whatever they want to call them, the inbredness of it all, so they could try and take over God, thinking that he would someday be smart enough to do what God does, which is control every situation. So, yes, definitely a king complex. So, but like I told that entity, Satan, there is only one Father, one true king, and that ain't you. You're not prince of shit. Not the light or the dark. None of it belongs to you. And that's a drastic, realistic statement. He doesn't even belong to himself. None of them do. So they got something coming, you know. Everybody knows it, you know. So just have fun, just laugh inside. You might be getting tortured right now, but just look at it as a funny game. Let do what they will, because they can't will. All they can do is torture and trick and lie, deceive, um, and pretend that it's a world of togetherness when they want all good dead and they want an evil planet so they can do anything they want to do. It's like a murderer saying, or raping and murdering, I'm going to rape you and I'm going to murder you, and I know I'm going to jail when I'm done, but I can't control my urges, so this is what I'm going to do to you. Total psychopaths, you know, wanting us dead for a donut today, you know, like you can't, or a steak, whatever you can't afford, they can, you know. And if you can, and you're in that family and you see things clearly and you're going along with it, you're going to have major problems with God. So, and that's where I turned away from families to serve God, the one true truth. That's what they don't like. They'll lie for each other. Truth is truth. You can look in my eyes. You know truth when you see it. We all do. Don't let their pretty little smiles fool you nothing, because it's bullshit. So, yeah, that's a fact. I've learnt my lesson on that crap. It's like the star women would get together and just insult each other like freaking witch dogs, you know? And the guys would get together, and I wondered why they were so friendly, you know. And after a while, a person figures things out, you know. So, sick, and they'll let each other do their own sicknesses and cover it up for the other to continue with their lusts today or their wants. Could be even needs. Then, if I say you're in a needy spot and you need to get the hell out of there, maybe make a new plan, Stan, get on the bus, Gus, drop off the key, Lee, and set yourself free. And then I have heard somebody talking about ley lines, back to that too. Um, uh, they've been changed. They changed all the rivers, and the key is the feminine, which knows the truth, which is speaking the truth, and that's one of the candlesticks. And everybody that knows the truth will feel that's true. So that's why they had names like for Satan, like low key. Get it? Low key, no key. Because they don't have the blood to ascend. They just can't. They can't find there's no ley line you get in line with. You're wasting your time. It's nothing you have to worry about. It's just like me opening the door and getting my dog. You know, there's mine. That's it. You know, while the other one pops beside them. That's the thing. You see, they and you go. You know, could be physical, could be spiritual. Either way, we are forever, so that wouldn't matter. And that part scares them too. That scares them more than what you know deep inside. If you ever considered suicide, and I think more of us do than would admit it, because life can get real terrible. Um, you know, God's always there telling you no, you don't want to start over, or you don't want to end yourself forever, and then he'll leave you quiet like that. That's awful. So, um, they lived with that awful feeling of separation. They've lived with it for hundreds of generations now. So, yeah, and all because somebody wants to control everybody and do what he wants. One entity wants to do what it wants with God's children, not none of his. He don't care. He don't care about his, mine, theirs, hers, anybody's. He doesn't care. And they don't care. If they're in that mindset that they're cruel human beings, and cruelty, I'll tell you the most cruel thing is somebody smiling and lying to you while they're smiling. That's cruel. You know? Or like I say, listening to somebody else and, oh yeah, that sounds right. That sounds, you got a good point there. Sure. Get your wallet out. Here's my PayPal. You know, type of, you know. So I'll give. I'll never ask for anything. Like I said, my door's open for my friends, the Christian people in this world. Come on in. You know, I'm having steak tonight, maybe toast. That's what Doug likes. I usually make a salad, but I'm not. Maybe. But yeah. So, yeah, whatever I have, I would give you the best of what I made, you know. So, definitely share. So, yeah. Ask them if their door's open for you. There's a good one. Like, yeah, right. I give you my address. Do they? I give you my whole name, my birthday, which I know they changed, but you know, whatever. It's okay. God knows. Yeah. So I just thought I'd get on here and just kind of give you a few thoughts tonight, what's going through my mind and why. And um, God bless your night. I'm sure He does. You know, I even if somebody's not really like demonistic, but they're helping them out there, you're in my prayers. So God bless you. Jerks. But people that are really trying hard and you are walking with God. I mean, because you feel this almost like a mourning, a continual mourning, like things just make you cry for the sadness of it all or the beauty of it all, or I mean, like you're emotional like that, you know. And the true empaths, they do cater to each other. It's more guerrilla warfare on them because we can communicate with our minds. Like, I'll think something, somebody else will think something, you'll think something, and then when we get it all together, we actually accomplished more than they ever could. So, in a very short time, it took them hundreds of years to fool people. It takes God one tiny little time to set them straight. So, yeah. And I know I try to go against God plenty of times in my life, and I know better. So, if people want to try and fool themselves, like they start, if there was an inkling or remorse, but they get in their fancy car and go out to eat and have a couple and whatever, and you know, um, and forget all about it, forget all about God for what they did that day and the next day and the next day, you know. And that's the disgusting part. So, in fact, just the thought of it made my stomach rise. Ugh, you know, ish, nasty. I just can't stand people like that. I mean, it's not bad if you go out to eat and have a couple drinks, don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about somebody that, well, hair and nail type of people, suit and tie, or even if you're out in the way back and you got everything set just the way you want it because you're sucking up, whoever you are, if you're sucking up to the system, you might as well call in a matrix because that implies matrix. I don't really like that term analogy, but I've gotten somewhat used to it. And even quantum time is the same everywhere all the time. And the future, the present, and the past are connected because we're of it always. So, and where God sees ahead, that's where of it. He puts us there. That's something He gives us that they don't have. That's foresight. So, and that's true willpower, being able to see so you can make decisions easier and more clear. That's walking with God, and that's the grace of God right there. So, well, I'm gonna let this go. I just thought I'd give you the thoughts on the moon, and from my memory, what I've seen in paperwork, and it's all I can do is keep talking about what comes onto my mind, and I get clues from other people like, oh yeah, that's right, I can extrapolate on that, So, and then they do, and it's like, wow, okay, we'll get it together because God loves us, and we'll be just fine. So, everybody have a good day, good night. I love you very much. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Thank you for being here, everybody.